Hey everybody, my name is Andy. You may know me or you may not. I have dabbled in YouTube and Twitch a bit over the years, but I haven't done any content creation for those platforms in a while. If you know me, you may know that I do a football-centric podcast with a few of my friends, and its core audience is a slightly wider radius of my friends. Those friends have requested in this coronavirus pandemic lockdown period where we have no sports to watch on TV or attend personally that I play and record a Fresno State college football dynasty on the old Xbox. So here it is. I'm going to run a dynasty using my alma mater, Fresno State, and try to lead them to national dominance or at least noteworthiness. In this game, teams can move conferences based on performance, so I will definitely be trying to get Fresno from the WAC into the Pac-10 or whatever conference might extend an invitation, in addition to trying to make the almighty BCS bowl game. I like this version of NCAA football for a few reasons. First, I always thought the regular Xbox PS2 versions of NCAA were always more fun than the Xbox 360 PS3 versions. The 360 PS3 versions were more realistic, but the animations were more stiff, and I always felt less in control of the action. The previous generation versions were more kind of arcade style, where the player you're controlling can kind of get all over the field on a single play if you have good enough anticipation and play recognition. This makes each individual play of the game more fun to me, so that's one reason I favor the old generation versions. As to why I choose to play 2007 over the other versions, even the widely deified 2006 version, I feel that this version has key game mechanics that other versions either lack or implement poorly. One of the biggest is the momentum system. I'll be discussing that quite a bit in my commentary, so I won't drag on about it too much here, but I think it's a fun system that adds a huge dimension to the game. Momentum is a rating. It's a number that goes up and down, and it affects how good your team is. And if you have more momentum, your team's better. If the other team has momentum, their team is better in comparison to your team. Your players are essentially worse. And also, there's a dynamic rating system where if your players do well in the game, they'll actually gain rating points. Usually in awareness, they don't get faster or stronger, but if you're a receiver and you catch a couple of passes, your catch rating will go up. If you're a running back and you break a couple of tackles, your break tackle could go up, or your carry rating can go up. But usually it's a combination of the pertinent statistic for that position and your overall and your awareness, which kind of affects your overall playmaking ability. So I'll be discussing momentum quite a bit as we go along. It'll definitely be a huge part of the commentary. Another mechanic I enjoy is the jump the snap mechanic. That's where if you control defensive linemen before the snap, you can try to jump the snap. If you time the A button with the snap, you can either reverse pancake the guy trying to block you, the offensive lineman, or you can blow by him more quickly. You can kind of do maybe a swim move or get by him to either try to sack the quarterback or get to the ball carrier faster. A lot of people used to complain about this because at higher difficulties, the CPU will jump your snap all the time. Actually, it's kind of annoying, but what it means though is you have to time you have to be more careful with your snap counts. You have to mix them up. You have to watch the linemen. You can kind of see if they jump early or if they kind of waver. They're less likely if you catch them right after they kind of waver or after they jump prematurely based on your fake snap. You can greatly curtail how often they jump the snap. They're less likely to if you can catch them in that situation. And also, you can do it back to the computer. It's a lot of fun. I mean, there are certain situations where you can kind of guess pretty consistently if they're going to do it, or when you can consistently guess when they're going to snap it. So you can kind of take advantage of that. I definitely do. I mean, some of the stuff like that could be considered cheese, but when you play on the hardest difficulty, which I'm going to do, you have to do stuff like that if you want your best chance to win. So the jump the snap, I think, is a lot of fun. And the last reason I'll discuss is really for the people that are real NCAA football nerds. You might be wondering, really, you're not playing the 2006 version? 2006 is the best one. I mean, a lot of people. Well, I think 2004 gets held in slightly higher regard because it was more revolutionary for its time. It was better for its time. But 2006, a lot of people say, is the best overall. I see where they're coming from, but I like 2007 for one big reason. There's actually defense in this game. Even on the hard difficulties, you can intercept the ball, you can force fumbles, and you don't have to do it necessarily. Like if you have a good player, an impact player, the computer's controlling them, they'll make plays sometimes. In 2006, you pretty much have to be controlling a player to have a play made. So if you want to intercept a pass, you have to be that DB anticipating where the pass is going. You have to be that impact linebacker chasing down a ball carrier to lay on the big hit and try to force a fumble. You have to do that stuff. Your guys are basically helpless if they're not controlled by you. And in 2007 version, guys actually make plays. So you can, the biggest thing I think is it gives you more freedom to move around, to control who you want to control based on the situation. So if you want to jump the snap, you can control D linemen. You don't have to. You can trust your linebackers, your DBs, that they'll make a play if they're good, that they'll make a play. You know, if you want to control a linebacker, you can trust that your DBs will be in some kind of position to make a play, that they're not completely useless. So I do like that quite a bit more. And there are other reasons that I like this one, but I mean, I'll be talking about those as we go along, so I don't need to go on any longer. So I think now we should set up the dynasty. So you can see here, Reggie Bush, the man, the myth. So yeah, this is an original Xbox. This is not an emulator. As far as I know, there actually is not a regular Xbox emulator. On computer, at least. The regular Xbox backward compatibility on Xbox 360 might be using an emulator, I don't know. On computer, there's not, so I'm using video capture because I have the HD output. Well, it's not quite HD, it's original Xbox can do 720 resolution. This game is in 480. So anyhow, let's get it going. Fresno State Bulldogs, new dynasty. Okay, so we're going to use Fresno State. Oh, the coach name. Forgot about this. Let's go with Andy. That's me. Last name. Actually, no. Let's go with my name. And what? I'm a regular pale-skinned fella. Hair color's more blonde. Actually, the style I like to go with, I always like the visor. Young, medium. Let's see. Maybe that one. I'll go with that one. Glasses. Yeah, I wear glasses. Let's do it. Body small. Yeah, that's not too far off. Anyhow, if you guys know me, you can try to imagine. So coach contracts, on or off. We're going to do off. Coach contracts are kind of funny. It's an interesting idea. When you play a dynasty, you have goals each season, and it'll say, oh, you have a goal. Like if you're not a good team at all, your goal might just be to make a bowl game. It'll say like, oh, beat your rival, make a bowl game. And if you don't hit those consistently, you actually can get fired, and it'll boot you off your school. And I forget what happens at that point. I think you are forced to. I think your options are to go control a school that has less prestige. Something like that. I'm not exactly sure. You can also do more than one player on these dynasties, which is pretty neat. Early precursor to the multi-user dynasty. Anyhow, I think that will do it. So we're going to start off in the WAC. This is 2006-2007 season. Fresno State is in the WAC. They're not in the Mountain West. This is the WAC with what is it going to be, like New Mexico State and Louisiana Tech. It's going to be that team, those teams. Preseason options. What do we got? Redshirt players. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll go through this. We'll do all the preseason recruiting, redshirting, all that kind of stuff. So guys like this that are toward the bottom of your depth chart, you're going to want to redshirt those type of guys. Isaac Ginter. These guys are so lowly rated, they're probably not going to be on the team next year. I'll leave them in the game. Receivers. So if guys are grayed out, it means they've already done a redshirt year. James Polk Jr., 90 strength. This guy looks better than Denman. we'll leave him in. We'll leave him in for depth because we'll be recruiting guys along the way as well. Pacheco. Now we have a bunch of tackles, so let's redshirt this guy. Centers. Kyle Young. He was a high draft pick if I remember right. Tolbert Jr. I guess we'll redshirt him. He's probably not going to see the field. Kadir Brown. You know, I'm going to leave him on. He's a lot faster than Lane. Like, if we get down to Lane, I'd rather have Brown in. And they're not that highly rated anyhow, so we'll leave him off. A.J. Jefferson. Ooh, this is a tough one. What do our safeties look like? So we have plenty of safeties. I don't think I can redshirt both these guys. Yeah, it puts me under the limit. Awareness 48. 88 speed. What else? Other differences do we have? What about catch? Catch 59. Jumping 86, 88. I think I'm going to leave those guys in. I mean, you just can't go with that few DBs. Kicker, punter, all good. So we only end up redshirting a couple of guys. So we'll back off. The redshirted players will be removed. Custom schedules. Okay, so for the schedules, I actually want to go in and get the schedule close to the real life, what it was in real life. So let's see, Fresno State football schedule. I'm doing Googling right now, 2006. This probably is accurate. I probably don't really have to change anything, so let's have a look. Nevada, Oregon. We played Oregon at home, at Washington. Skip week, Colorado State, Utah State. All right, because Colorado State was in the Mountain West at that point. Utah State, Hawaii, at LSU, Oakland, Boise State, New Mexico State, Idaho, Louisiana Tech, San Jose. So that looks good. And finally, we're going to get to recruiting. And every season, if I'm going to do my best to remember to go in and compare the schedule to the real life schedule and get it as close as I can. So now we'll do the in-season recruiting. Now here, this is we're going to get into some recruiting. So if you're not too interested in this, you could probably skip the rest of the video and go to the first game. But here is in this game compared to other versions, you have in-season recruiting, which means you can try to recruit players during the season. The one thing that I keep in mind about these players is even if they're high star players, they're never really as good as the guys you recruit in the off season. So you're not going to get a guy that's super fast or super, I don't know. They're not quite as good. Are there even athletes in here? I don't even see athlete recruits. So I'm going to be running a lot of option in this dynasty, so I'm going to want a mobile quarterback. There's no athletes in here. One of the best ways to get a mobile quarterback is to recruit athlete recruits, and those are guys that don't have a position, but they'll give you stats like the 40 time, bench press, squat, as you can see on here, field awareness, and then if you get them to come to your school, then you can kind of switch their position around, and you can pick their position based on either what they're best at or what you need, because maybe you have a guy that has good throw power and good throw accuracy, but he also has like 90 speed, and you need a running back more than you need a quarterback. You could put him at running back instead of quarterback, even though he can throw, for example. So anyhow, here I might have to flip back and forth between the depth chart and this screen to see what I need the most. Now let's see. Oh, here we go. Team overview. So we don't need to. I forgot about the screen. See, it's been a few years since I've played this game. Let's see. Quarterback. We want to stick with California. These are okay. Right off the bat, 4-4 QB. We got to try to recruit that guy. You never know. You just never know. Westminster. I think that is Orange County, if I remember right. So who knows? He might have heard of Fresno before. So what positions do we need? Juniors. Why does it say, returning players? We need receivers, center, defensive end, 2 linebackers. So let's focus on those. Let's move over to linemen. Are there any centers? No centers in California. That's okay. What about... I don't know if we have any other pipeline states. Okay, so California's the pipeline. I'm thinking that's it. I guess we can check Nevada. Okay, Nevada's a pipeline. That's good. Do we have any centers in Nevada? Nope. What about quarterbacks? Nope. Actually, let's just scroll through real quick and see if we have any other pipelines. I don't know if maybe Arizona's a pipeline. Nope. So it looks like California, Nevada. So we could check Oregon and Idaho as well. Oregon, no. What about Idaho? Nope. Okay, so we're looking at California and we're looking at Nevada. So we picked our QB. So here we can switch between California and Nevada. Okay, running back. So I was going to explain. Guys they tend to not be as good. Here I feel more comfortable recruiting linemen because they're not as speed dependent. I mean, their overall rating probably affects more than something like their speed. These guys tend to have higher awareness and less on the physical traits. So let's see, tackle, guard. What do we need? We need a center, we need defensive end. Let's look at defensive ends. So here's a 4-star guy. 4'2", this guy's big, this guy's a little faster, field awareness D. So I'm actually going to recruit this gentleman right here. Lower field awareness usually means they have better, they're kind of a higher caliber player. Because their rating is similar, but he has less awareness. But that means if he's rated the same, he must be better at something else, which could be his physical traits. So let's check on Nevada for defensive ends. Nobody there. That's fine. Could try for this 4-star guy. That's kind of swinging for the fences. And we'll do it. We'll do it. Okay, what else do we need? Linebacker. Outside linebacker. 4'5". Rancho Palos Verdes. Let's do it. What about Nevada? Nobody. We have a 4-star linebacker. Runs a 4.4. We'll go ahead and go for that guy. Speed is good. And while we're at it, let's look at the DBs. No DBs in Nevada. Let's go back to California, see if we can pick up a couple of DBs. And I forget exactly how many recruits we get to try for. Ah, man, there's all these high-rated guys. The thing is, these 4-star guys, there's probably not a good chance we get them, honestly. But we'll try anyhow. Well, I can see there, scholarships available 5. Okay. QB halfback. So we've got our targets pretty much set. No, we need to look for a center. So let's go ahead and try for a couple of guards, because we could always move a guard to center. 5'2". We'll try that guy. Oh, Livermore. I mean, you got to go for Livermore. That's not too far from Fresno. Dante Beach. Oh, Lodi. See, we need these Valley guys. Let's recruit some Valley kids, man. The Ding. Pasadena. Irvine. All right. Let's see. Now let's just check out. We'll just check out who's highest rated. And we need to get some Valley guys in here too. Let's see. El Centro. No, that's Centro, but it's not actually in the Central Valley. Do we need a fullback? I don't use fullbacks a lot in my offense. I use mostly running backs. So we're gonna. We'll see if there's no other. If there are no other guys to target, we can go after that guy at Parkway. Modesto. QB for Modesto. Not very mobile. I'm trying to run an option over here. Sorry, dude. Downey Clovis. Gotta go for Clovis. New York. Okay, so we have 2 scholarships. So let's go ahead and do the fullback. No, wait, not him. Damian Moore, Livermore, California. Oh, wait, no, you know what? I was thinking Leemore, but Livermore is not that far away. Scott used to work in Livermore. Shoutouts. Damn it, that's LA area, I think. So we have one more scholarship to potentially pursue. You know, let's go for this receiver. He looks like such a beast. Let's see, 4-star. Now, 6'5", 215. This guy's a little stronger in the legs. This guy's bigger and faster. I think I'm going to go for the 4-star guy. I just think we have a better chance of landing him. 5'10", 190. Santa Clara. Actually, I think I'm going to go for this guy. He's lower rated. We just have a better chance of picking him up. Yeah, that's our guy. All right. So if we back out, we should be good on those. Oh, let's see what our preseason ranking is. I think we're probably like in the 40s, something like that. Oh, I gotta go down there. 60. That's right. 2006, we were not good. I think we went 4-8. Oh, no. This is on the heels. Okay. Gotta get this straight. This is 2007 version, so it's 2006 season. That means the year prior to this is actually a pretty good year. That was the year with Paul Pinniger where we started off really well, and that was when we lost USC and ended up losing, I think, the last 5 games of the season. So you would think we'd be better, more highly rated in this game, but we're not. So here we go. Heisman Watch, and I'll go through this stuff every week. We'll do recruiting, we'll do Heisman Watch, check on stats, things like that. Anyhow, Brady Quinn, Adrian Peterson, Troy Smith, blast from the past. Chris Leak, man, Brian Braun. That is a serious blast from the past. So, okay, preseason All-Americans. I don't think, we might have conference All-Americans. Let's have a look. Where are we at? Whack. Dwayne Wright, Paul Williams, Kyle Young. Anybody else? Doesn't look like it. What about second team? Ryan Lindell, Jason Shirley, right? Yep. What is that? I want to say that's Dwayne Andrews. What happened? Marcus Riley, Marcus McCauley. So we have some very good players. I think we have a good chance to have a pretty good season. But let's see. There's going to be some tough games. Oregon's going to be tough. That's at home. Oh man, that's huge. This could be a good season. It's going to be interesting. I did some practice games, and it was kind of a mixed bag. But once I started opening it up more, I did much better. I originally wanted to focus way more on option, and option will be big, but you can't keep the CPU honest running only option plays. You have to mix in some pass to keep them honest and move the ball. So we'll be running a mix of option, running, and passing. So anyhow, I think we can. I forget what we do from here. If we advance, we just hit play week. Yeah, so that's it. So the next video will be our first game versus Nevada. So until then, we'll catch you next time. And if you have any comments, questions, anything, please leave a comment, and we can see what we can do. And I don't know, this will kind of be a work in progress as we go. I don't know if I'm going to be posting entire games or just highlights, but we'll see what people like. We'll see what seems fun, what seems interesting. Hopefully the gameplay and my commentary is interesting enough to where we don't have to just do highlights, because I'll be honest, I really don't want to have to edit videos for this. I would really like to just be able to record and then post it. I really don't want to do any kind of editing. So that's really the goal, is to make this easy for me and have as big of a proportion of it be playing the game as possible. Play and commentary. I don't want to spend a lot of time on technical stuff. But if there is something that's big that I get requests for, I'll look into it. I'm not that hard-headed, you know. I like the point of this is to have something entertaining for people, so I want it to be as good as it can be, given the fact that somehow I want to balance effort and quality. So anyhow, I'll stop for now, and yeah, next game will be against Nevada at home, September 1st. Be there or be square. All right, see you guys.